Hey, and welcome back to the Marriage Chronicles. So, you guys have been invited to share some time with us on our date night. Welcome.
Yeah, we just got finished watching, what was it called? Agent 47.
Agent 47.
Pretty good movie. If you hadn't seen it, go check that out.
Yeah.
But as we mentioned in our last video, so we brought up, some infidelity that had taken place in the beginning of our dating process, basically the first 9 months to a year. And we wanted to focus on this video just briefly how we were able to overcome that hurdle, because as we mentioned, that basically brought our relationship to a halt. So obviously there was a lot of forgiveness that needed to take place. So I'll let Mrs. Weddington kind of tell you guys a little bit about that.
Okay. So where to start? Since we posted that video, I have had a few questions just kind of asking, how did I get through it? How did we get through it? And there's no special recipe. I don't think it takes patience and time, and also consideration, and allowing yourself the time to heal. One of the things that I had to make up in my mind was, if I was going to be in this relationship, then it was necessary to forgive. A lot of times we think we can just get over things, but the reality is, if I was going to be with him, it wasn't I was just going to magically wake up one morning and be over it. I needed to get through it. I had to work through it. And a lot of things that I dealt with during that time was feeling stupid, or feeling like people were looking at me and going, why would you still be there when, you deserve better, you can have better. But in my mind, I knew that he was God's best. And I believe that the reason why we went through a lot of what we went through wasn't because God hadn't specifically placed us together, but because we were trying to move at our own pace, at our own rate, instead of allowing God to do what he wanted to do in his time. So I think that's another thing, is allowing God to do his thing. So I guess the three things that I would say I had to make up in my mind in order to get through it was, 1, that I really wanted to get through it, 2, that I had to forgive, and 3, to allow myself grace to heal. Because a part of me felt like I had to work through it soon, or I was going to lose him. And I didn't want to lose him. So a part of me would start to force myself just to try to get through it. And that's when I would, when the mistakes would happen, when I would just, when it was more so the reality of it would hit, rather than me actually working through it. So it would hurt even more, because I felt like, because I was rushing myself, that he was rushing me. That he was in his mind going, she need to hurry up. You need to get through this, because we gonna be together. You just gotta work it. You know what I mean? Get over it. That's what I was thinking, because I felt like that's what was supposed to happen. But once I did allow myself to actually feel the hurt, to actually go through it, that's when I did notice that I was starting to heal. And it was many times when it was like far afterwards, sometimes even into our marriage. So it doesn't happen overnight, but it would be times even in our marriage at the beginning when I would get a little weepy, and I would question, and I would wonder, and just kind of look at him like, like, you looking at that girl like what she got, you know what I mean? And that was not because I wasn't healing, but because I hadn't been completely healed. And a lot of times the thing that used to get me was, people would always go, once a cheater, always a cheater. But the thing about God is, he doesn't change the outside of a man, he changes the nature of a man. And that's what happened, you know what I mean? Like, it was what happened between us was an opportunity for God to show himself proof and showing that he can change the nature of a man into the very thing that he created man to be. And he did create man to be, with one woman and faithful and loving one wife.
So, she's telling how she was able to get through it, and clearly there was opportunities for both of us to get through it, because we're going through this together. And even though I brought forth this on a relationship, that was a part. Yeah, I had a part in getting through it too, because I feel like as males, when we mess up, we try to just kind of just rush to it, like, yeah, I messed up, I'm sorry, let's just move forward, not really allowing them the time to really process it and heal, as she was saying, to get through it. And when I was apologizing for what I'd done, it was sincere. And when I was saying that I wouldn't do it again, I meant that sincerely, and I could say it confidently, because the man I had become at that point was different from the man who committed those acts. At this point I had rededicated my life to Christ. So I'm no longer trying to do it on my own. I have the help of Christ to actually remain faithful and really appreciate this gift that I have been blessed with. Aside from Christ, to be honest, I could not do it. And had I not given my life to Christ, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't even be here right now. Just because of that nature, that side of me that, was just being greedy. It wasn't that, it was an insufficiency in her, or she didn't have what I needed or what I wanted. It was just greed, just my flesh just wanting more, wanting more, wanting more. And I even recall times doing the infidelity where I didn't even necessarily want to do it, but because the opportunity was presented to me, it was like, hey, I just have to take it. I didn't know how to say no. Like it wouldn't dare come out. And that was something I had to deal with. That was something that was a part of me that I had to let God deal with and remove from me, and show me how to be pure, show me how to be faithful to just one woman. So, yeah, my beautiful wife here, that's who I'm being faithful to. So, there's that process. And one of the things that was kind of frustrating is during this time, I'm allowing her time to heal. And it seems like, we're making it through. And then 6 months later, I would come home or something and she'd be crying. I'm like, what's wrong? I thought we was good. I thought we was past this. It would be a year later. It was just these random moments. And, internally I'm like, oh, like I thought we was good. But, I can't rush that. I can't say you shouldn't be feeling like this now. That mistrust took place over the course of like a year. So I should at least allow her that much time to heal. I should at least allow her that much time to rebuild the trust that she had in us and in me. So I think that's
at
the key.
At least now.
Yeah,
at
minimum.
least.
So I think that's a key element, for any guy who has done something similar. We gotta allow them that time to heal and be patient. Like patience, like it takes a lot of patience. A lot of patience I didn't even know I had. Patience that only comes from God, because I know without him I would have just been like, what, whatever, I know I messed up, but you taking too long to get over this, I'm done. I'm out. But through his help, we were able to get through it, and I was able to allow her that time to fully heal and to get over it. And during that time, I'm still allowing God to work on me to become, the man that he created me to be, for her, and, just for his pleasure. So, that's basically how we were able to get through it. It was a lot of patience, a lot of prayer, a lot of forgiveness, and a lot of time. And that's pretty much what it took for us. Every situation is different. Every relationship is different. As she mentioned before, there is no set recipe for it. You just have to take time um, recommit to one another and focus on, you know, what lies ahead. You know, if y'all truly are meant to be together, if you know God placed y'all together to be together, then you definitely have to look toward Him to help get y'all through those situations and get over those hurdles that was caused. So,
and you gotta, like, as much grace as God has given us, we have to extend that to each other too. So it's a matter of understanding, like, okay, and it might be, the roles might very well be reversed. It could be the girl who, you know, did it. So, ladies, be patient with, you know, your husbands or your spouses. And grace. Grace, 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 grace and mercy.
yep.
Grace and mercy.
And forgiveness.
And forgiveness.
All right, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this session or this video.
Yeah, because he's rushing me.
Stay tuned for the next video. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to talk about, but it's basically just going to be, that's the next stage or the next process in our while we were dating. So you guys take care. God bless. The Marriage Chronicles.